Opportunity knocks for Canberra United as they head to Newcastle to take on the Jets at McDonald Jones Stadium. It's a road trip that Canberra love making. They've dominated this contest head-to-head. 17 wins to Newcastle's 4 in the Ninja A-League. But there is hope for the Newcastle home fans because they are currently on a club record 3-game undefeated run head-to-head against Canberra, and they'll be hoping to extend that today. Here's what it means on the ladder. You won't see either of our two combatants in the top 6, but pay close attention to Wellington and Western United on 19 points apiece, because when we go over the page, you'll see Canberra on 17 have the chance to jump as high as 5th place with a win today. As for Newcastle, they just need to start winning games to latch themselves back onto the top 6 conversation. There's the match ball for the Ninja A-League. And both our teams heading out of the tunnel, getting ready to go in this one. Then they're both wearing their home kit today. Part of a double-header. The men have just concluded their match, which was a really entertaining 2-all draw. Hopefully more of the same here in the Ninja A-League. Perfect conditions for football this evening. Great thrill for the mascots getting to walk out onto the pitch. And so let's take a look at how these two teams line up. Newcastle coming off a 3-2 defeat last weekend away in Wellington, make just one change to the starting 11. Lauren Allen comes in for the injured Devin Jackson, who's out for up to 2 months with a facial fracture. Some changes on the bench as well. India Breyer and Josie Allen among the substitutes, with Alexis Collins dropping out of the matchday squad. And there's Libby Cothas-Brown, who becomes the 57th player in the Ninja A-League to reach 100 games today. 74 of them for the Jets and 26 for the Western Sydney Wanderers for the 27-year-old. Canberra coming off a 1-0 win against Western Sydney Wanderers a week ago, make 2 changes to the starting 11. Ruby Nathan and Michelle Heyman come in to the lineup, with Maya Markovsky and Darcy Malone dropping to the bench, while Alex McKenzie is preferred among the substitutes, with Ivana Galich and Tiana Miro dropping out of Anthony Jagranec's matchday squad. Michelle Heyman was a surprise withdrawal after the warm-up last week, but she's back today after a minor muscle strain, and she loves playing against the Newcastle Jets. 21 goals in 25 appearances against Newcastle, and amazingly, that's only her second favourite opponent in the Ninja A-League. She's scored even more head-to-head against Adelaide. Our referee is Caitlin Williams, assistants Misuk Park and Amber Morris, fourth officials Nathan Shakespeare. Ryan Campbell, the Jets coach, has had a pretty turbulent lineup this season. Goalkeeper swaps, injuries, suspensions, hoping for a bit of stability and a chance to try and improve on 2 wins out of 12 in what is a 23-game home and away season. And Anthony Jagranec, certainly Canberra improving in his first season in charge, and the chance to jump 3 teams with a good result today and finish the night in 5th. So Canberra coming out of the huddle. They don't know what it's like to lose away in Newcastle. The last time the Jets won at home against Canberra was all the way back in November 2018. And that night, it took goal of the year from Courtney Vine to beat Canberra in a 1-0 win. Sophia Christopherson had what would have been the winning goal taken off her last week. It went down as an own goal to Wanderers goalie Sham Karmas, but she comes in having almost scored 2 in 2, as good as. And she's discussing the kickoff plan here with Michelle Heyman, and clearly quite happy about it. Of course, Heyman and Cass Davis, number 1 and number 3 on the all-time games played list in the Ninja A-League, so 2 of the most experienced campaigners that the league has to offer. And we're underway in Newcastle with Canberra United trying to win for the 18th time head-to-head against the Newcastle Jets. A Jets team that are hoping a win here can perhaps kickstart a positive second half of the season. And straight away, Lauren Allen chasing the ball down the left flank, but it runs away from her. And an opportunity for Canberra to take the throw in. Tegan Bertolicio. Bouncing under the touch of Emma Robers, and now Bethany Gordon might be away here for the visiting team, but there's covering defenders back, and an early touch for Danielle Krasaniak in the Newcastle goal. Claudia Chico played the back pass. Here's Sheridan Gallagher. And now Cassidy Davis. Intercepted by Bertolicio. And Sophia Christopherson, one of the quickest players, not just in the Canberra team, but the whole league. A quick head check into the box. And the cross is blocked away by Lorena Baumann. Second chance here, though, for Christopherson. And she's convinced it's a corner. Didn't want to chase the ball down. However, the assistant referee on the outer side, Amber Morris, clearly disagrees, and so does Lorena Baumann. So Sophia Christopherson not able to sell the referee that it was indeed a Canberra corner. There's Amber Morris. And so the goal kick is taken quickly. Lauren Allen. I mentioned that Newcastle are on a club record 3-game head-to-head unbeaten run against Canberra. Last time these two teams met back in December, it was a 0-0 draw. The best chances of the game at McKellar Park fell to Michelle Heyman. Given the Jets are averaging almost 2 goals conceded per game this season, it was a precious clean sheet for them, albeit they had Tiana Robertson in goal that day. It's Danielle Krasaniak this evening. Here's Lauren Allen on the turn, blocked immediately by Holly Murray. Now Chico plays it to the latest 100 gamer Copus Brown, but she loses possession. Hayley Taylor-Young down the line, onto the head of Chico. Bethany Gordon. Now Emma Dundas, back to Tash Pryor. Lara Gooch into the midfield for Libby Copus Brown, and on for Gallagher. Gallagher. Oh, good physicality from Taylor-Young. Rugby league connections are plenty there, because of course Hayley Taylor-Young's father was a long-time rugby league player. Not taking a backward step for the challenge of taking on the dual code specialist Gallagher, who calls this stadium home with the Newcastle Knights in the NRLW. Perhaps it's the perfect matchup. Taylor-Young not known for backing down from any physical duel, but she's the one adjudged to have committed a foul here, so an early chance for the Jets to try and strike first. Lorena Baumann, former Swiss international, over the ball. Sally James, the Canberra goalkeeper, marshalling the defence. And so after much anticipation, here is Baumann's free kick. And it's an anticlimax, perhaps catching a bit of the wind, perhaps entirely a miss hit, and ultimately disappointing in its execution. Bertolicio, risky pass into midfield. Sophie Hoban intercepted for Newcastle. Liz Anton stepping out from centre back. Copus Brown. The shirt grabbing going on, and Bertolicio receives the free kick. Liz Anton, the veteran Kiwi defender, who is in her first season at Canberra, having previously played at Perth in the Ninja A-League. Last touch off the Jets, so Canberra get to advance the ball. Appears as though Chico is playing at left back today. We saw her over on the right side of defence for Newcastle just a moment ago. Not sure if that was always the plan, or if the coaching staff have seen something in the early exchanges and decided to make a switch within the first 5 minutes here. Maybe due to the speed of Sophia Christopherson. Not able to advance this time. Possession will be consolidated with Bertolicio. Dundas, Davis. Gooch, first touch, runs away, and that's keeper's ball. Michelle Heyman yet to impose herself on the game. Posted a photo online yesterday, Michelle Heyman, of the bus trip from Canberra to Newcastle wearing the leg compression on both legs. Of course, as such a veteran of the competition, would know probably about a 6-hour bus trip at this point, would know it reasonably well. Last 5 games, you can see the form line there. Certainly no wins amongst them for the Jets. That stirring win away to Sydney FC, not the kickstart that they were hoping their campaign could leverage off. Here's Murray clearing with a half volley. Heyman being guarded by Tash Pryor, and then Dundas comes in to help out. Pryor's back pass, Bauman all the way back to Krasaniak. Krasaniak a loose touch, but is able to keep it moving. Bethany Gordon was on the scene, but not able to affect the ball. Now Bertolicio almost caught in possession. Hoban charging through. Lauren Allen is down, and the referee's going to whistle play dead here. Bertolicio wanted to take the ball and run. Caitlin Williams has decided just to check in on Lauren Allen, but everything seems to be okay. Here's another look at the collision. Oh, and Bertolicio there, treading on the ankle of Lauren Allen, and in slow-mo, that certainly looks a lot worse. It was pretty much an accident from Bertolicio, but the point of contact, that would have hurt Lauren Allen. Chico. And now Copus Brown, only as far as Holly Murray. Heyman trying to flick the ball on, saw Ruby Nathan lurking in the corner of her eye. Chico keeps the ball away from the other Kiwi international player that's in the Canberra starting 11 today. Next to Ruby Nathan, who's still searching for her first A-League women's goal. And she's not able to take possession here. There's the Canberra form line coming in. 3 wins in their last 4 is the reason that they've pushed right up to the precipice of the top 6. That pass there from Copus Brown, not able to bring Lauren Allen into play, but at least she's moving freely after that fairly heavy collision with Bertolicio a moment ago. Heyman taking the throw in down the line. Christopherson off and chasing. And Christopherson got to the ball. Was nearly able to slip in between Pryor and Krasaniak, and this time it is a corner. Canberra's first of the game. And you can see the confidence that Sophia Christopherson is playing with. It's her 42nd game today, the 20-year-old. She was banking the minutes last season in a Canberra team that was struggling and perhaps had some higher profile players. She's having a bit of a breakout this campaign. Rover's corner, Bethany Gordon shooting it straight at Tash Pryor. Then a high bouncing ball, a little tough to trap for the diminutive Gordon. Mary Stanich-Floody out to Rovers. Nathan tried to flick it on Dundas. Clears only as far as Taylor Young. And then off the shin, yielding possession, Lauren Allen. And now the Jets can counter. Copus Brown surveys the options ahead of the ball here. Libby Copus Brown, well, hit it a little bit narrow. Was perhaps intended to bend back into the path of the oncoming Lara Gooch, but instead it was an easy claim for Sally James. And now the clearance, well, only as far as Gooch! Lara Gooch has capitalised on a Canberra mistake, and the Jets lead. The home fans enjoy that. Newcastle in front. And a bit of an understated celebration from Lara Gooch. Sally James cleared it right into the ankles of Hayley Taylor-Young. Gooch capitalised, put the left foot through the ball, and it hit the underside of the crossbar on the way into the net. And Lara Gooch, who was only one of 2 players in the Newcastle squad to have ever scored against Canberra before, has popped up and done it again. Well, she's too modest there, Lara Gooch. It was still a good strike, but no celebration forthcoming. And it's a 5th career goal, and crucially a 1st of the season. She did suffer what looked like a pretty serious injury during Unite round back in November, and has only just been building up her minutes in recent weeks since returning. And that's why she's so important to this team. Was part of the young Matildas squad that went to the Under-20 World Cup over winter. And still only 19, even though today's game number 41 of her career. And Newcastle have the lead, something that historically against Canberra United they do not enjoy often, so they've got something to play with here. There's your goal scorer. January of last year is when she popped up for her previous goal against Canberra United. Copus Brown steps around Rovers in midfield. Bertolicio chasing. Copus Brown held everyone off, but then only picked out Taylor Young with the pass. Nathan against Bauman. We mentioned Claudia Chico popping up on the left side of defence. Lorena Bauman is the player she swapped with. Bauman's now over on the right. Chico on the left. Tash Pryor in the middle of that defence for Newcastle. And Gooch unable to take the ball and keep moving. Canberra coach Anthony Jageranek up in his technical area, especially with all the players within earshot. Anton, Murray, Hoban made a contest. Dundas set Hoban quite a difficult task, and Sophie Hoban equal to it, able to protect the ball. Now Gallagher holding off 2 opponents. Davis out to Lauren Allen around the corner, and it's a slick pass. Copus Brown was off and running, but coming from a little deep in midfield. 7 career goals, Libby Copus Brown, but today's the 9th time she's taken on Canberra. Never scored against them, so pops up very occasionally for a goal. Here's Dundas. Will try to turn out of midfield, but Bethany Gordon nicked it off her toes. And now Michelle Heyman battling Tash Pryor. 2 players in the Matildas squad when they were most recently picked, dueling against each other. Here's Gooch down the line. Sophie Hoban nearly chases it down out its lines. Ryan Campbell wearing the sweater tonight. Normally a very vocal coach, so he is one of the soundtracks of the game that we'll catch word from on occasion throughout the match. Heyman. Bit of a tangle, but able to extract the ball. Both teams think it's their throw. Gallagher just goes and grabs the ball. Lorena Bauman. The quick throw in. It's still on here. Hoban. Holly Murray rises to the header. Now Bethany Gordon has help from Stanich Floody, and a little tap on the ankles there leads to a free kick to Canberra, which again is taken quickly. Ruby Nathan has got Michelle Heyman calling for the ball. It was an ambitious pass outside of the foot, and Tash Pryor made the intercept. Back to Krasaniak, who clears. The ball tumbles on. Lara Gooch now trying to create some pressure on Liz Anton, who wheels away to the sideline. Even though she had Taylor Young in support, a bit of that perceived pressure starting to count. Gooch is a speedster, and plenty of the Canberra players would know about that. Gallagher get the ball back off the head of Anton. Loads up across here. Davis getting into the penalty area. And a desperate clearance coming in. Liz Anton putting in a lot of work through the first 16 minutes. Jets fans standing silent but surely happy with how this game has started. Gallagher. Corner kick coming up. Taylor Young argues her case, but assistant referee Misuk Park had a perfect view. Taylor Young, who missed all of last season injured. It's been a mainstay this season for Canberra, though. In the corner, taken quickly. Tash Pryor, oh! A clash here with Holly Murray. And this is a major concern with Tash Pryor's history of concussions. She was watching where the header had gone as she attempted to lance it towards goal and just didn't see Holly Murray until it was too late. And this is not great for either player. Murray's up on her feet. Michelle Heyman is signalling to the Canberra bench to send out the trainer, but there is real concern here for Tash Pryor. Every time there's a head knock, it's a player who had already retired and walked away from the game once due to concerns about concussion. And the medical staff are doing their assessments here. And now Holly Murray has taken a seat to speak to the Canberra doctor as well. Canberra subs, you can see in the background there, warming up. So there's the Canberra bench. As far as a direct replacement for Holly Murray, Darcy Malone would be the obvious choice as the central midfielder. Tash Pryor is sat up here. And the header was well wide of the target, but Tash Pryor just wanted to watch it and just totally unaware of Murray, who herself was also watching the ball. You wonder if both players might be in line to get subbed here. Pryor's up on her feet, and the crowd shows their appreciation. Tash Pryor, a recently capped Matilda, made such a great impression on Matilda's debut in that series. She's able to walk around the sideline under her own steam. Murray also able to walk to the sideline as the conversation continues. So Josie Wilson is going to be subbed on here. So watch this space. Tash Pryor is subbed out. Newcastle taking no precautions. And in the 19-minute mark, Wilson, who is nominally a fullback, is going to come on. And I do wonder if that means Claudia Chico there will be moving into centre-back. We'll wait and see how that plays out. Tash Pryor not giving much away over on the sideline. And Holly Murray, the discussion continues. For her sake, hopefully she's passed the protocol tests there with the doctor. In the meantime, it's Newcastle with 11 versus Canberra with 10. And the ball goes out here. Pryor's heading down the tunnel. Keep an eye on the A-League's website for further reporting. The question is Holly Murray's evening over as well? The Jets have got a player advantage here. Can they make that count in some respect? Wilson, the sub that's come on here, pushing Chico into centre-back. And Wilson currently playing at left-back and is introduced to Sophia Christopherson straight away. Allen. Sally James. Asking a lot of Nathan with the pass, who came back to retrieve the ball, but then couldn't find a teammate herself. Gooch. Lara Gooch. Working laterally across the pitch, wants to force it over to Davis. And Allen is able to win a throw here. Canberra signalling to the fourth official, but there's going to be one more phase of play before they can restore the full complement of 11 as well. Emma Dundas. Chico. Pass intercepted initially. And despite the best efforts of Liz Anton, she can't chase it down. So Holly Murray is out of the game as well. And on comes Alex McKenzie, who is nominally a centre-back. So again, we might see a bit of shuffling going on here from Canberra United, opting for McKenzie instead of Darcy Malone, who might have been the straight swap. McKenzie, who last played in that midweek game against Sydney FC on the 15th, so didn't play last week, but is back after one match without being called into action. Chico. Certainly not unfamiliar with playing centre-back. She has played there at NPL level. It's a different story when you're marking a Matilda, though, in Michelle Heyman. And Chico here is going to go safety first and clear the ball to the line. Anton driving the ball cross field. Christopherson. Bertolicio. A lofted pass, which is headed down by Wilson. Allen to Josie Wilson. Now Copus Brown helping out the defence all the way back to Krasaniak. Canberra trying to enact a press here. Newcastle playing keepings off and playing it well enough. Referee takes evasive action. Now Cassidy Davis. And Hoban eventually wins the throw. Of course, we've seen Cass Davis play at centre-back plenty of times over her career as well, but Newcastle are trusting that Chico is the right call to go in and play in the centre of defence with Pryor off the pitch. Foul here will allow Newcastle to advance the ball. Here's another look at, well, it's a late challenge there from Bertolicio, having a nibble at Lauren Allen there. Bauman. Ruby Nathan. Bethany Gordon. And now Rovers. Canberra on the move. Christopherson. Attacking outlet they are going to almost every time they venture forward at the moment. Sophia Christopherson looks up at Wilson, tries to go wide, and she scores! Sophia Christopherson's hot streak is still going in the Ninja A-League. And it may not be goals in 3 consecutive games, but it's a goal causing an own goal and then a goal in 3 consecutive games. It's a little subdued in the celebration as well here. Christopherson was able to get the better of Wilson and then drove it in at the near post, and it was able to beat Danielle Krasaniak. Did it catch a deflection? I don't think so. That's going to go down as Sophia Christopherson's goal. Oh, she's all business today. No theatrics in the celebration. Her 3rd career goal. And this 20-year-old has hit a rich vein of form in the Ninja A-League and has brought this game level. Given that both teams have been forced into an early substitution, we might be on for something a bit wild in terms of the scoreline and how the game plays out today. Gallagher. Still Gallagher. Wilson. Pass takes a deflection. McKenzie Trying to set Heyman away. Heyman is going to take on Chico here, and Chico timed the challenge well. Home fans sound their appreciation for the defensive work. 36-year-old Michelle Heyman tried to show 20-year-old Claudia Chico how it's done, but Chico was able to match her for speed. Mackenzie. Taylor Young. Bethany Gordon made space, but the first touch abandoned her right when she needed it. Hoban finds Gooch. Lara Gooch. Slight challenge comes in from Taylor Young. Spills the ball. Now Taylor Young sends the ball out to the right. And Wilson has done well to break even here and push the ball out for what is still a Canberra throw. Half-hearted shouts for handball against Bertolicio, but play continues. Stanage Floody guiding a left-footed cross. Gordon was making a run, but not able to control it off the head. Mary Stanage Floody, one of the nominees for the Young Player of the Season. You have to have been 19 at the start of the season to be eligible for that award. Hoban holding off Taylor Young. Bends in across. Dealt with and booted away by Robers. It's a high tempo to the game at the moment. The Jets trying to retake the ascendancy after giving up the equaliser. Dundas. Lateral pass was underhit. Christopherson picked it off. Heyman off to the races here, Michelle Heyman. Chico trying to get across to cover. Heyman showed her all onto the ball. And again, the crowd, they swell with appreciation. As much as many of them would have come to McDonald Jones Stadium today to see the living legend Michelle Heyman, they like it even more when the home team are able to defend successfully against her. Sally James. Sophie Hoban. Look at where the attacking is being done. As Gooch loses possession here. So whenever Canberra go forward, 52% down the right flank, and that is Sophia Christopherson's flank, so not a surprise. The stats match what the eyes have showed us so far through almost half an hour of football. Taylor Young. Long ball here, Heyman. It's going to bend into Heyman's path, and Canberra lead. They've turned around the early deficit, and Michelle Heyman finds the back of the net. A fifth of the Ninja A-League season for Michelle Heyman, and a 116th career goal for the all-time top scorer. Well, the pass just had enough bend on it that it perfectly worked out for Heyman. No Tash Pryor anymore at the centre of defence. Daniel Krasaniak advancing out of goal, not able to get a touch. Heyman scores, and Hayley Taylor-Young gets a brilliant assist. And after falling behind to Lara Gooch's strike, Canberra have hit back, and now they lead 2-1. I said that we might be on for a high-scoring game where we don't know exactly what scoreline could be in the offing. You feel as though there are more twists and turns to come. Not even half an hour gone, and already 3 goals in the back of the net. Heyman's 5th of the season means that she is slowly creeping up on the Golden Boot leaders. Got 4 players on 7 goals for the season at the moment. Heyman's on 5. Just looking to return to where she would feel she rightfully belongs, top of the scorers charts. Having spotted the quartet of players a bit of a lead. Of course, a few of those players have already played this weekend, not scored. And Gielnik. And also Carly Johnson. The other two are Lainey Fryer of Brisbane. Brisbane playing away to Perth tomorrow. And Fiona Wirtz, who was out injured for Adelaide today. So only one of the 4 Golden Boot leaders still yet to play this weekend. And so, time to see how Newcastle respond, because it's not just the defensive ability of Tash Pryor that has left the pitch, it's the presence and the leadership as well. So they'll be looking to Cass Davis to try and inspire them here. Throw from Gallagher, Hoban battling and not able to get the better of Alex McKenzie, who ushers it over the line. There's Holly Murray, the player who was subbed out after that clash of heads with Tash Pryor. Stanish Floody. Gooch to Davis, now Gallagher. Runners breaking into the middle. Gallagher doesn't want to wheel onto a cross on the right, uses the left foot instead. Copus Brown, oh, what a way that would have been to mark game 100. Half volleyed over the bar, it just kept rising. Great cross from Gallagher, and Copus Brown met it on the up. And instead of crashing into the underside of the net, it just kept rising. Header on by Bethany Gordon. Heyman to the path of Christopherson. Ruby Nathan was offside. Cass Davis. Lorena Bauman through the midfield. A battle ensues. Allen loses out to Robers, but Copus Brown is there to nick it off her toes. Bauman loads up a long ball. It's Gallagher as the target. Gallagher guides the ball out to the right. Has support coming from Gooch, able to roll away Gallagher. Shows us the left-footed cross again onto the head of Allen. Well, Sheridan Gallagher is creating out on that wing. And Lauren Allen holding that one over the top. Allen, the only other player prior to kickoff who had scored a career goal against Canberra United. It's her 10th appearance against Canberra today. She scored against them back in November 2023. Out of the starting 11 throughout the course of the season, Allen, even though she is pretty prolific statistically in terms of creating chances and swinging in crosses. She was on the end of a chance that time. Stanish Floody. Quick 1-2 with Christopherson, and now Heyman is caught behind Chico here. Krasaniak bursting out of the box. Bit of a crowd killer, that one, for some fans 3 rows back, but driven to safety. That's what matters to the goalkeeper. Still plenty of noise inside McDonald Jones Stadium. home team can find a response in the last 10 minutes of regulation in this first half. That's where the drumming is coming from. Jets fans hoping that there's plenty more to come. Davis. Heyman. Misplaced pass here. Davis capitalises. Bauman trying to go quickly. Copus Brown spins away from Robers. Chico. Risky pass, but Josie Wilson made it work. Now Wilson venturing into midfield. Sophie Hoban. Bauman is going to take the game on here. And took on one player too many in the form of Liz Anton. Hoban weaving through midfield. Wants a pass option though, Hoban. Sees one now. It's Gooch out on the right wing. Gooch a touch on, tried to chase her own ball. And Taylor Young had the angles covered. Just trying to get into general play, Lara Gooch. She might have scored Newcastle's goal, but maybe not as prominent in the rest of the game as she might have been hoping for so far tonight. Switching sides of the pitch here, perhaps the target of this very goal kick. It's a bit shallow though, so Ruby Nathan runs up to it instead. McKenzie in on Hoban. Davis back out to the wing, and this little duel between Taylor Young and Gooch resumes, and Taylor Young is able to protect the ball over the line. Copus Brown to Lauren Allen. Bouncing ball, difficult to control. Through comes Robers. Over the shoulder of Bauman, backtracking. Around the corner she goes. And Heyman, first to the ball. McKenzie for Canberra. Now Mary Stanich-Floody. And Stanich-Floody hurdling past Dundas. Free kick given. You might have seen Bethany Gordon at the top of the screen calling for the ball there out on the right flank, but Stanich-Floody had her hands full. That's the aftermath where Sophia Christopherson was also knocked over. But it's the initial foul on Stanich-Floody which has led to this free kick. Probably beyond shooting range. I've seen Mary Stanich-Floody unleash from distance a few times this season. Just a foul, no booking, so Emma Dundas can continue to keep sticking her boot in, trying to win the ball back in that combative midfield role she plays. And Stanich-Floody here, you can see there's two players in a very deeply set wall. Will she shoot direct? Yes, she will, and sends it high over the bar. Mary Stanich-Floody with 2 goals this season, but the most recent of which came back in Unite round in late November. So it's been 2 months and a day since her last goal. Chico shanked straight into Dundas, and then Bauman comes through to take preventative measures. McKenzie dispossessed. Chico able to win the ball away from Heyman on this occasion. Straight onto the head of McKenzie. Robers trying to break away from Copus Brown. Found Heyman with a clever pass. Heyman keeps it moving. Stanich-Floody. Ruby Nathan spinning at the edge of the box. Dispossessed by Chico. Chico's still got Christopherson to deal with though. As Nathan gets back to her feet. Bertolicio pushed up from right back. was able to keep the ball down at Canberra's attacking end and will get a throw as a result. Chico, the header deflecting on. Stanic-Floody drives through the penalty area. And that will go all the way across the face, out for a throw-in on the other side. Mary Stanic-Floody starting to become more prominent in the game. Here's Gooch, able to turn and face. Gallagher up against McKenzie. Trying to convince the referee and the assistant that it was a Canberra throw, not to be. And the throw-in with a different ball was taken very quickly. Newcastle have possession now. Dundas out to Hoban on the right side. Sophie Hoban advancing and can't find Gallagher. Bauman in a tangle with Nathan and a free kick. Bit of a forwards challenge there from the attacker Ruby Nathan. Bauman was more or less away, and then a tangle of legs ensued, and the ball is then put behind for a corner. So a chance for Newcastle to try to find an equaliser as we head towards the end of this first half. No time wasted, short corner. Copus Brown working with Bauman. Copus Brown takes on Gordon, able to get around her. Gordon back in, and it's a free kick right at the edge of the box. And a yellow card as well. So Bethany Gordon apologises to the referee and takes the yellow card. There was a grab of the shirt there, and the referee, Caitlin Williams, didn't miss it. So Bethany Gordon goes in the book. First yellow card for Canberra. It's a close range free kick. Sally James, the Canberra goalkeeper, relishing being a #1 starter in an inter-A-League again this season. Wants 2 in the wall. Wants 3 in the wall. Stanic-Floody runs over. Bauman takes the free kick. Davis through traffic. And we are back where we started with another corner. So a corner taken short, leading to a free kick, leading to another corner, deflected here off Hayley Taylor-Young. Bauman lining up for a more conventional delivery this time. Hangs it high to the far post. Bertolicio with the first header. And Rovers concedes a corner on the other side. So the pressure is not relieved yet. Newcastle have Canberra right back on the goal line here. Bauman taking corners from both sides. He's run from the right all the way over to the left. You can see it's a bit of a gentle breeze, not too significant. Home fans making a bit of noise under the corner of Lorena Bauman. Into the near post, cleared off the line. And away, it was off Bethany Gordon initially. It would have been an own goal. And then Hayley Taylor-Young is Canberra's hero. She's cleared it off the line. And now is desperately trying to get it away. It deflects out for a goal kick. Doesn't get much closer than that. And so Bauman skimming off Gordon's head and off the hip of Hayley Taylor-Young. None of the Newcastle players were really appealing that it had gone over the line. So Bethany Gordon would have been the unlucky player, marked down as an own goal, if not for her teammate standing in exactly the right spot. Oh, lucky escape for Canberra. And the Jets perhaps encouraged, because we are about to tick into what will be a pretty significant chunk of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Here's Lauren Allen on the move. Allen bides her time at the edge of the box. Now finds Hoban. Rolling on, Hoban blocked away. Taylor-Young again. 5 additional minutes to end the first half. And Newcastle firmly on top, trying to level things up before the break. Wilson. Allen. Davis. Glides it to the head of Copus Brown, but no real direction beyond that. And out for a goal kick. So a big test here for Canberra. Can they manage this lead to half-time? Trying to take the sting out of Newcastle. Referee gives Sally James a bit of a hurry up, and the resulting goal kick seemingly inviting the pressure right back on as it's out for a Newcastle throw. Ball kid's doing a good job for the home side. Deflecting up off Bertolicio. McKenzie challenged in the air by Davis. Gordon helping out. Dundas. Referee taking evasive action. Dundas still going. And Taylor Young, ever reliable in this half, keeps it away from Lara Gooch. Nice pass from Kruzaniak, straight to Hoban. Chet's already at halfway. And then Hoban misses Copus Brown. It's been a very lively first half. It does feel as though there are more goals in this game. Dundas. Copus Brown from a standing start. Lara Gooch trying to get the better of two defenders and knocked over Alex McKenzie. Foul given. Just looking a little proppy, Lara Gooch. You can see how heavily her left leg is strapped, but I think it's her right leg that's giving her trouble here. Another look at that. Just the tangle of legs, and hard to see exactly which step has caused the issues, but Lara Gooch is not moving freely at the moment. Copus Brown, underlapping run from Hoban, a good one. Both teams think it's their ball, but it did appear as though, well, no, the call has come. It's a corner kick. I thought Liz Anton had done enough to send it behind for a goal kick, but not to be. Let's do the forensics here. Oh, it's tight. I think your allegiance might determine who you believe got the final touch. Here's Bauman's corner, wasting no time at all, and a good confident claim from Sally James. Booted long by the Canberra keeper, but straight to Josie Wilson of Newcastle. Chico's clearance. Flying header coming through from Anton, but Dundas retrieves the ball. Copus Brown. Jagging in on the diagonal here, Copus Brown, and then didn't have enough behind the pass. McKenzie sold Bethany Gordon into trouble. 1 minute of the additional 5 to go. Copus Brown, bit of a tangle off the ball. Hoban, not a party to any of that. The cutback's on here, and it's blocked behind. Newcastle, territorially dominant at the moment, but can they turn it into a meaningful shot on goal? Good defending there from Christopherson, getting back to help out. 6 corners to 1. That tally has flown up almost entirely within stoppage time. And this might be the last phase of play in what has been a very entertaining first half. Lorena Bauman remains on corner taking duty. High, hopeful ball, punched away by Sally James. Hoban brings the ball to ground, trying to shoot through traffic. Heyman the one making the block. Gooch against Gordon. Stoppage time has expired. Bauman, Newcastle, still playing. Gooch. Bauman guides across to Hoban. Can she load up a shot? leaves it for Copus Brown, just wide. And that would have been the perfect end to the first half for Newcastle. Instead, agonisingly wide for Libby Copus Brown. Smart play from Hoban, left it for Copus Brown. And Sally James watched it go just wide of the post. Well, don't go anywhere. We've had a bit of an instant classic at McDonald Jones Stadium through 45 minutes. There have been some low points in the half, including two players having to leave the game due to a head collision. But after Lara Gooch gave Newcastle the lead, Sophia Christopherson equalised. And then Michelle Heyman, with her 5th goal of the season, is the difference between the two teams as it stands. Newcastle Jets 1, Canberra United 2. Let's get into the highlights from the first half. Newcastle opened the scoring, well, with a bit of a gift. Sally James shanking the ball into the back of Hayley Taylor-Young. And then Lara Gooch lobbed in a goal. Her first of the season, 5th career. And from her surprised reaction, she was perhaps grateful more than anything that the ball had fallen to her. Then Sophia Christopherson, who for the first 20 minutes of this game was just an absolute thorn in the side of the Newcastle defence. And she proved it even more so here with the equaliser, getting the better of Danielle Krasaniak at her near post after stepping around Josie Wilson, who'd only recently come on as a sub for the injured Tash Pryor. Christopherson's 2nd goal in 3 weeks. And then the go-ahead goal. What a pass from Hayley Taylor-Young, curving perfectly into the path of Michelle Heyman, who guided it past the oncoming keeper. And that is Canberra's leading goal, and the reason Claudia Chico, of course, is at centre-back, is due to Pryor having to leave the game. And then right at the end of the half, Newcastle were absolutely dominant in terms of possession, territory, everything else, but a goal line block from Hayley Taylor-Young prevented the equaliser. So there are the numbers. Only 3 shots on target, so every shot on target has been a goal, but 14 total shots tells a story. It has been a lively attacking game, and you feel as though there is only going to be more in the second half as a desperate Newcastle chase a come-from-behind win. So this is how the round of the Ninja A-League looks so far. Earlier today, Melbourne City banking a 1-0 win away to the Wanderers thanks to Holly McNamara's goal. Adelaide United and Western United playing out a 1-1 draw. Americans Erin Healy and Catherine Zimmerman exchanging goals in that one. Melbourne Victory winners on Friday afternoon. And at half-time of this match, Canberra United have come from a goal down to lead the Newcastle Jets 2-1. Don't forget tomorrow, Central Coast Mariners against the Wellington Phoenix, and then late night Perth, always fun. Perth Glory taking on the Brisbane Roar. All matches you can watch on Paramount Plus and 10 Play. Let's go to the highlights of the Friday afternoon game. Melbourne Victory getting a 2-0 win against Sydney FC. Let's check out the best of the action. Rihanna Edwards waiting in goal for Sydney FC. It will be Janchevski with the direct shot. What a cracking goal! Ivana Janchevski! She loves playing Sydney FC, and she's fired up after putting a rocket into the corner. Well, it can barely draw a smile out of the gaffer, but everyone else inside Amy Park is dazzled by that. So Janchevski's corner. It is an in-swinger, landing right on the 6-yard box. Johnson's header initially, and the follow-up from Chidiac just kept rising. You saw Chidiac there trying to not overhit the strike. Chevet. Hawksby pops it over the top. Morrison. Oh, Morrison dangerous. And Courtney Newbon able to bat it away almost like a basketball dribble on the goal line and then pick it up on one bounce. Faye Bryson with a long throw. Ebini's flick header. Talon Henniker controlled the volley and put it just wide of the post. Ebini with a layoff. Abby Lemon, what a super sub this would be. Lemon. It's a shot on target. The goalkeeper had it covered. And Abby Lemon, is that the catalyst? Bunge. Margot Chevet has never scored in the Ninja A-League. Chevet! And that just kept rising. Well, chances in quick succession for Sydney FC now. Dos Santos. Flips it back towards Ebini, and now the shot. Speculative from Hawksby. Not able to dip it in time. But again, that is 4 Sydney chances in the space of about 5 minutes. Hawksby to a pack of players. Tobin with the header, and somehow it's gone over the bar. Abby Lemon, at least in the referee's view, got the last touch. No ref, I didn't miss from only centimetres out. I was denied by a great save. Gilnick, low, out into space. Here's Holly Furphy, round the goalkeeper. Furphy, can she score? Yes, she can! What a debut for Holly Furphy! Forget the famous brothers. It's all about Holly Furphy. She makes it 2-0 for the Melbourne Victory. So those were the highlights from yesterday, but let's cast a glance towards tomorrow because the Central Coast Mariners are heading back to Woy Woy Oval. And to preview this encounter, let's check in with A-League's legend Teresa Polias and your host, Narlene Masto.
Central Coast Mariners are set to welcome Wellington Phoenix to Woy Woy Oval. And Teresa, this is going to be a fun one. I think we can expect a couple of goals in this one. But for the Mariners, they dominated possession and shots against Sydney FC, just couldn't find the end product. What do you think needs to change there?
Yeah, I think that's been a major focus for them in recent weeks. They lost their way a little bit, and you could see the frustration in games with a few too many unforced turnovers and the lower passing accuracy. So they've definitely improved in this area in the last 2 games, but they weren't able to convert one of their many chances against Sydney FC.
And how about Wellington Phoenix? That was surely the highlight from last weekend's action with that incredible comeback win from 2-0 down, getting all 3 points. What do you think was key to that performance?
Wellington Phoenix are never phased when they go behind, and I think they're well aware of their strengths and weaknesses, and they remain composed in this game, and to the point where you could almost sense that they were going to come back.
Now, Mania Elliott was one of the game changers off the bench. Do you think that Port Temple is starting to prove that he's kind of got the players and the squad depth to challenge the bigger sides?
Yeah, I think he absolutely does, and he must have a real headache selecting his squad every week, and any player that's been called upon in that squad has come in and made a case for their spot. So Wellington, I think, are the real deal this season. They're playing good football and they're converting their chances at the moment, so they're looking prime for a top 6 spot.
Can't wait to see how it plays out between these two sides. You can catch it live on Paramount Plus and free on 10 Play.
Congratulations.
Hit different. There for the free thinkers, the go-getters, us, the creators. If you're a free thinker, you'll be right at home. Liberty, loads for free thinkers.
Reimagine outdoor cooking with the Ninja Wood Fire Outdoor Oven. Unlock high heat wood fire flavour you can see and taste. Smoke low and slow or crank up the heat for blistering crunch. From artisan pizzas to smoky wood fire creations. Add authentic wood fire flavours to anything you make. Share the flavours of your world with the Ninja Wood Fire Outdoor Oven.
You can make it with Ninja, barbecue that's better with electric grill than sear and charcoal. I think that's good. Plus, you can also barbecue with open air fry outdoors. Backyard batter is better with pizza, which will give you crispy crust. Pioneer roasting and barbecue smoking. Our day is better this time outdoors, outdoors with Ninja. Let's put our hands together and welcome back to the field for a massive second half for Newcastle Jets.
In half. Don't forget, today's game is part of a bumper Summer of Football.
It's football's hottest summer.
Well, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, that is just pretty to watch.
78 games across 28 days.
That is unbelievable!
It's the A-League's biggest summer of football ever.
Oh my goodness, what a strike!
Action-packed fun for everyone these holidays. Family passes start from only $24. Search A-League's tickets online to get your tickets today.
So the start of the second half not far away. Newcastle may have taken the lead, but now trail 2-1. And the player that helped them take the lead, Lara Gooch, you saw her struggling with a potential injury late in the first half. And there's Josie Allen, who has been subbed on at halftime for the goal scorer. So Newcastle forced into 2 changes. Tash Pryor already leaving the game in the first half, replaced by Josie Wilson. And now it's Josie Allen, who has come on here for Lara Gooch. Canberra had to make a change of their own. That was with Holly Murray having to leave the game. And she was replaced by Alex McKenzie. You might see Michelle Heyman has had to hand back her number 23 shirt, seemingly. And she turns her back to us here, is now wearing the number 38 without her name on the back anymore. So something must have happened to Michelle Heyman's equipment as well, but pretty unmissable figure, Michelle Heyman, regardless of which number is on the back of the shirt. So underway in the second half, with Canberra now enjoying a 2-1 lead, and as things stand, jumping into the top 6 on the Ninja A-League table. Confirmation of that sub at half-time. Davis, Sophie Hoban, and here's the most recent sub, Josie Allen, first-time ball through the penalty area, teasingly. McKenzie clears it from Gallagher. In the end, effective enough from Canberra to clear their lines and get the ball away. Around the corner goes Bethany Gordon, Michelle Heyman often chasing. Heyman will get to the ball first, and Krasaniak makes a one-on-one save. Oh, Michelle Heyman always looked odds against there to get to the ball, but she did get there first. And Krasaniak diving in at the feet, able to foil Michelle Heyman. So the lineup's appearing on your screen at the moment. Got another update for you, which is that Sophia Christopherson on the ball right here. Unfortunately, for the second week in a row, we've had to take a goal off her. The forensics at half-time have put it down as an own goal by Josie Wilson. So instead of 2 goals in 3 games, it's 1 in 3. Now there's Tash Pryor. We saw her head down the rooms when she was subbed off, but she's returned to sit on the bench and watch her teammates for the second half. Hopefully just precautionary for Tash Pryor. It's a curious looking pile up of bodies and players, and eventually the ball is extracted. It might still work out in Canberra's favour here. Heyman eventually loses possession. Davis. Here's Copus Brown. Lauren Allen swinging in the ball, hoping for Gallagher, and Gallagher did make first contact, but wasn't able to steer it goalward. Gallagher, who ended a run of 8 games without a goal last weekend with her double against the Wellington Phoenix. It's up to 3 for the season now. Newcastle have come out with real intent. They finished this first half absolutely dominant and just couldn't put the ball in the net. So I've seen no reason to let up here. And they'll still be playing with plenty of belief that they can turn this around. Anton. Sally James, bit of a hospital ball for McKenzie. And there was a foul. The ball initially went ballooning back, but bent away towards the corner in the end. McKenzie, the player, fouled. So Pryor sitting among the subs. Been told from ground level that as things stand, she'll be okay for next week, so that's a relief. Here's Dundas. Intercepted by Taylor Young, one of Canberra's standouts from the first half. Heyman chasing the ball out into open space. Wide on the flank. Quick head check of what's on in the middle. He's getting forward in support. Here's Nathan in space. Turning back, misses Stanish-Floody with the pass. Hoban. Newcastle trying to take the ball end to end. Lauren Allen slaloming towards the defence, and then her pass pushed just a little long. Bertolicio clearing. It's not going to make it to the safety of the line just yet. Hoban. Here's Sophie Hoban. Doesn't want to load up across, instead bides her time. And it's, well, caught a deflection and run along the line. Is that a corner on the opposite side or not? No, no deflection. Out it goes. Here's another look. Oh, Mackenzie was trying to put a block on, but ultimately it's gone swinging through the penalty area and then bent out on the other side. Canberra are going to make a substitution. Maya Markovski, who did start last weekend as the surprise starter when Michelle Heyman had to pull out injured during the warm-up. He's coming on here for Ruby Nathan. So Kiwi attacker comes off for the young striker Markovski.
Substitution Canberra United coming from the field, number 9, Ruby Nathan.
Markovski, who has 3 goals this season, but hasn't scored since the 30th of November, so will be determined, like any striker, to end that little streak without a goal. Certainly Canberra would love a 2-goal buffer, given the way Newcastle are hunting an equaliser at the moment. Christopherson. Long ball out into space. Krasaniak out of her line. Dundas. Back to Claudia Chico. Wilson. Josie Allen. It's a real ball of energy, Josie Allen. Keeps it moving. Hoban in a grapple with the most recent sub, Markovski. Now Sally James clears. Will tumble out right into the Newcastle technical area. Ryan Campbell, the Jets coach. Brown took the throw, but went for acceptances because it was Canberra ball. It's been a bit of that in the game. Both teams are so determined to keep the tempo up that they'll just gamble that it's their throw and hurl it, regardless of whether the flag went their way or not. Michelle Heyman. Dundas. Taking on the Canberra midfield single-handedly. Stanage Floody through to Gordon, and out came Krasaniak, sure-handed, and able to take it off the feet of the Canberra midfielder. Lauren Allen sees Hoban working down the right side. Sophie Hoban hits the ball in stride, and a deflected cross, catching practice for Sally James. But again, the end-to-end nature of the game give Newcastle plenty of encouragement that the scoring's not done tonight. Stanage Floody. Gordon saw the run of Christopherson, but Chico had position. Back to Krasaniak. There's a look at how possession is shaking out. Newcastle dominating the ball in the second half, which has only been going for 8.5 minutes so far. The best creators of chances in the league, Newcastle. It's conversion that's the issue. Hoban here. Good slide challenge from Mackenzie, but both players have to bounce back up. Hoban plays it through. Copus Brown on the tight angle. There's been a few chances for Libby Copus Brown, but that one high and wide in the end. Sophie Hoban is one of the reasons that this game is moving at such a rapid rate. Tough angle there for Copus Brown to work with. Hasn't scored since March of 2024, away to Western United at the back end of the home and away season, last campaign. Josie Allen goes to ground, and eventually the whistle agrees that it's a free kick. 13 total shots for Newcastle now. That count is really ticking over, but it's been the story of their season. Only the 2 on target. They just haven't had their radar honed well enough. Oban. Through ball. A perler. Davis! Off the woodwork! And cleared away by Taylor Young at the last. Oh, Newcastle can't buy a goal out there. They're getting closer and closer. But now Cass Davis denied by the width of the post. And honestly, you couldn't have asked for a better through ball from Sophie Hoban there. Lauren Allen onto the head of Davis now, and this one slews wide. Sally James points to the side of her head, says, concentrate, calm down everyone. Newcastle wave after wave of attack for the last 10 minutes of the first half and the first 10 minutes of the second, and Canberra are going to take action. They're going to bring in Darcy Malone here. Mary Savage-Floody struggling a little bit with something that's hard to determine. Fresh legs in the form of Malone, who could be a vital ball stopper in midfield just to try and stop the track meet that's currently taking place and is seemingly running Canberra off their legs, holding on to this 2-1 lead. Ball has gone out. So Newcastle have a throw in their attack. Appeals for a foul throw, but the referee lets it slide. Copus Brown trying to go backwards to go forwards. Bauman. Allen. Touched inside. Lorena Bauman continued her run. Possession taken by McKenzie, who set herself for the physical duel. Throw in here. Gallagher working back with the flight, not able to bring it under control. McKenzie clears. Heyman, great centre forward play. Markovski wants the run of Christopherson. Here's Sophia Christopherson up against Josie Wilson. And Christopherson's through on goal! Saved by Krzyzaniak. Danielle Krzyzaniak comes up with a vital stop. Canberra so close to establishing that 2-goal buffer. And now Newcastle, in a flash, will go down the other end. Sheridan Gallagher. And that cross is going to eventually tail out for a goal kick. Well, Christopherson got a kind deflection, but was through on goal, tried to shoot across the keeper. And the outstretched right arm of Danielle Krzyzaniak able to keep the score at 2-1. The Canadian goalkeeper, whose first half of the season was marked by being sent off twice, is now starting to show us what she's all about. Christopherson, another foot race here. Wilson sets herself for the chase. Heyman trying to roll away from Chico. Malone, the most recent sub. Bethany Gordon free as a bird and can't finish. What a chance for Canberra. And now they are striking back. They've absorbed from Newcastle in the first 10 minutes of this half, and Canberra have arguably had two just as good, if not better, chances of their own. Josie Allen tries to nutmeg Bertolicio, made it happen in installments, now takes on McKenzie. Fans in the stand on the near side saw the shirt grab, and the free kick is given. The referee saw what the fans saw. That gold shirt of Josie Allen outstretched right there. So that's Holly Murray going down into the rooms. We've been told from ground level that she has been assessed as being concussed. So watch this space for future games. Davis, blocked by Bertolicio. Newcastle trying to retrieve the ball. So all all the scoring was done in the first half an hour, and yet in the middle half an hour of this game, there's been arguably better chances to score. And the attacking has just continued relentlessly, and yet the 2-1 scoreline holds in Canberra's favour. You wonder how the neutrals are feeling. You imagine that Wellington Phoenix and Western United and Central Coast fans in particular, the teams that Canberra is currently leapfrogging on the ladder, would all be hoping for a Newcastle comeback here. There's always something at stake up and down the table in the Ninja A-League. Here's Markovski keeping her feet in the challenge of Bauman. Heyman takes possession, and the ball is knocked away by Chico. Dundas, little step over to get out of trouble was neat. Now Davis. Josie Wilson trying to get forward. Josie Allen. Flattered by Bertolicio. And the referee, Caitlin Williams, reaches for the pocket and produces a yellow card. Tegan Bertolicio committed a few fouls in this game, none of them really worthy of a yellow card. That one, absolutely full value. So the young defender, just 18 years of age, Tegan Bertolicio, playing game number 28 in her career today, goes into the book. So substitutions coming here. Emma Dundas is coming off after an hour's work, and on comes Claire Adams, who was the Jets' hero in that 3-3 draw with Adelaide earlier this month. Dundas very busy today. Perhaps Newcastle anticipating that they want to act now, get the fresh legs into the game. They want to keep trying to run Canberra off their feet. Josie Allen dancing on the ball, and it deflects out for another Newcastle throw. Jets have only got one outfielder left on the bench, India Breyer, so they used the sub window at half-time, of course, so they can still bring her on. Gallagher wins a foul here. She was just being run further and further away from goal by Liz Anton. Wilson, Adams, well, not the first touch that the latest sub to enter the game was hoping for. Adams, 18 years old. Was playing for the emerging Jets all through winter, where she popped up with 4 goals in 20 games and now has the 1 goal so far in what is now 7 Ninja A-League games in her first season in the National League. He's going to get involved right here, blocking the ball, but only as far as Rovers, who goes back to Taylor Young. Taylor Young, see the surface, is playing beautifully tonight. That pass flashing up to Markovski. She ponders on the ball. Malone. Back to Taylor Young. And Darcy Malone again. Keeps it moving down the line. Heyman. Cleared by Lorena Bauman, but only as far as Hayley Taylor Young. McKenzie. Rovers. Christopherson was breaking away from the ball there, but Newcastle by no means out of trouble. Canberra have got lots of players pressing up at the moment. Krasaniak went aerial. Now Rovers heads it back. Markovski, first time shot. Tried for the element of surprise. Not able to get the better of Krasaniak, who throws it straight onto the head of Christopherson. Newcastle can't break out of their defence at the moment. Canberra throw coming up, so they'll stay on the attack here. Bertolicio throws it towards Heyman, but Wilson stops the ball in the air. It's going to bounce into midfield. Adams set herself for the contest. The ball shuffles on only as far as Taylor Young. Hayley Taylor Young put that down as an attempted shot off target. Hayley Taylor Young hasn't scored since 2021. She popped up for a couple of goals in her first season of A-League play, but playing as a defender, you don't get too many opportunities to score. Hoban against Mackenzie. It's been one of the enduring battles of this second half. And on this occasion, the whistle means that Mackenzie takes the points. There's the XG tally. Story of Newcastle's season, really. They've underscored relative to their XG, at least so far today. Krasaniak being pressed right to the line by Christopherson. Ball with one bounce finds its way out to Lauren Allen. Taylor Young right there, hard against the line. It stays in. Taylor Young crosses to the penalty spot. Wilson's got to deal with an awkward bounce. Davis knew where Copus Brown was setting up, and now Wilson. Josie Allen starting deep, able to get past Bertolicio, who's got to be careful on a yellow. Advantage given here. Josie Allen off and running. Will she go all the way? Josie Allen deflected out for a corner. I've got to say, at the start of that run from Allen, Tegan Bertolicio went in for a nibble and was maybe lucky that she didn't get more meaningful contact. Josie Allen, who scored a ripping goal earlier in the season in Perth, has come on like a catalyst here, trying to get Newcastle back into this game. First corner of the second half for the Jets. Adams. Free kick right at the edge of the box. I'm going to say smart play by the youngster. Didn't look like she was actually necessarily going to get past Mackenzie there, and was just able to lure the defender in. That's a real you be the ref. Did Adams go looking for the contact, or did Mackenzie leave herself vulnerable with a leg hanging? The end result is that Sally James has to set a wall, and Newcastle have a direct free kick in a perfect position for a right-footed taker. Yeah, that wall is set up way too far away from the frame of goal. Yeah, Sally James right to be saying more. And now, I think she's happy with where they've set up. 4 in the wall. Adams and Davis, opposite ends of the experience scale. It's going to be the youngster, Claire Adams, and it deflects off the wall. And that's why you have the height of Maya Markovski standing there in the defensive wall, heading it behind. Markovski, one of the tallest players ever to play in the league, outfielder or goalkeeper. Heading that over and out for a corner kick. Sheridan Gallagher trying to make her presence felt. Bauman's corner. To the near post it falls, and Gordon hooks it away. Lorena Bauman. Shallow touch, Markovski able to get involved and win a throw. And that will relieve the pressure for Canberra. And the ball hit Christopherson and fell to Adams. Allen, Josie Allen, not able to get the better of Bertolicio this time. It's another corner kick. See the Jets jogging over to take it. It's a huge gap there at the near post. Sally James full of chat, but it's just begging for a near post run and an in-swinging corner, isn't it? Can Bauman get the delivery right? Near post it is, and the header on from Adams, but no real juice behind it. Held on to by the keeper. You just see that one coming, and in the end, I mean, good direction on the header, but from that distance it needed a lot more power, and that is hard to execute. Mackenzie. Taylor Young, only as far as Chico. Bauman Brought down by Hoban. Hoban almost caught by Taylor Young. Sophie Hoban still full of running. Lauren Allen plays it back to Wilson. Now Davis. Hoban brings it down, and then the resulting volley sliced away. The attack still going. Josie Allen's going to make it work. Allen, nutmeg on Bertolicio, breaks into the box. Still Josie Allen, cutbacks on. Gallagher equalises for the Jets. Sheridan Gallagher finishes off some brilliant work by Josie Allen, who is lighting this game up. It's 2-2 with 20 minutes to play. Josie Allen, the nutmeg initially, and Mackenzie just stood off. Allen accepted the invitation, and the cutback was silver service. That's a great assist there from Josie Allen. Good vision to see Gallagher, and Gallagher had an easy finish. And the Jets, they're playing with belief. And on the live table, Canberra, they tumble back down a couple of positions. Every goal vital at this stage of the season. And who knows which way this game is going to go. Gallagher has got a false start there. I swear the referee whistled, but Canberra didn't kick off, and we're going to have third time lucky here. Such is the eagerness for Newcastle to get this game back underway. So can Canberra dig deep? Can they go and win this game? Both teams have enjoyed the lead. Newcastle led 1-0. Canberra then turned that around to lead 2-1. You'd have to say the momentum of the game is with Newcastle at the moment, but Canberra have made some subs. They've got some fresh players out there. Newcastle have acted early with their subs as well. Hoban still full of running. Sophie Hoban cuts it back. Gallagher looking for Copus Brown. Markovski comes in the nick of time. Davis back to Chico. Hoban. Josie Allen. Oh, she's gone to ground and is a bit sore. She's going to bounce back up though, so just the initial shock of something, but thankfully not lingering for the young winger. Darcy Malone. There in midfield. Darcy Malone gets a yellow card, so it took a while for the first card to come out of the pocket, but not too long for the second. Darcy Malone joins Tegan Bertolicio in the referee's book. Allen bides her time at the edge of the box. Lauren Allen took on Robers, and Robers with a textbook tackle to take the ball away. Taylor Young trying to find a path through midfield, but the Jets will swoop onto the ball here. Chico. First time ball from Josie Allen, now Adams. Copus Brown. The duel between Bertolicio and Josie Allen's gone up a notch. Bertolicio clears on this occasion. That's what the Ninja A-League is all about, an 18-year-old defender guarding an 18-year-old winger. Two players trying to break out and make a name for themselves and win 3 points for their team. Lauren Allen out to Libby Copus-Brown. And the ball will take a deflection. 15 minutes of regulation to go. Adams. Wilson. Davis to Allen. Josie Allen legs. Bertolicio again has to be careful on a yellow. Josie Allen arguing that maybe there should be a card to go with it, but Caitlin Williams isn't reaching for the pocket. The captain, Cass Davis, getting involved. I mean, that is high wire stuff there from Bertolicio. Huge risk for a player on a booking. Josie Allen's pointing to the scoreboard saying, "Ref, look at the replay." But the moment has passed. Bertolicio lives to duel the next time something's required. And the referees brought out the spray to set the defensive wall, and the tall players, Markovski and Heyman, will again go and position themselves in a way to try and obscure the view of the target here. Sally James is happy with the defensive wall. Claire Adams stands over the free kick. Previous free kick went into the wall. This one is going to deflate and catch the frame of the goal. Adams so close. Looked like it might have been going high off the boot, but it had a late dip. And from ground level, yeah, this is how it dropped out of the night sky. Maybe hit the top of the crossbar. And ultimately, Canberra survive. 2-2 scoreline stays intact. Hoban, Adams. Gallagher holding up the ball for Hoban again. Lorena Bauman. Hoban, Gallagher. And the free kick going Newcastle's way. Michelle Heyman's turn to argue Canberra's case. Newcastle take the ball and go. Bauman drifting across in, over the head of Copus-Brown. Allen chasing it to the byline and didn't keep it in this time. It just went beyond the line. So both teams have one outfield sub remaining. India Breyer is the player for Newcastle. Janea Dos Santos, an attacker, is the player for Canberra. Just over 10 minutes of regulation to go in what has been a pretty hectic, fast-paced game. Who is going to have the staying power to the finish line? Gordon. Well, a late whistle. Jets thought they were away. Canberra bench were convinced that there was a foul, and eventually the referee agreed. Ryan Campbell and the Newcastle bench feeling differently. Here's a look. I mean, that's a late shove from Hoban. I don't think there can be too many protestations. And the resulting free kick comes to naught. And Hoban and the crowd all applauding together. Chico. There's a look at the possession count. Newcastle, ball-dominant team. Davis's pass into Malone. Markovski keeps it moving. Heyman trying to hold the ball up. Markovski there in support. Wilson got a boot in, but Malone has possession for Canberra. Now Gordon. Lateral ball, Robers sliced the pass. Headed by Wilson. Gordon backtracking. Around the corner she goes, onto the head of McKenzie. Swept upon by Adams of the Jets. Claire Adams. Still running. And Bethany Gordon set herself, was able to knock her off the ball. It's taken a bit out of Gordon. And now Adams here challenging Christopherson. Gordon seemingly getting back to free movement. Wilson, Adams, knew where Bauman was set up. And the Jets are trying to break through the middle. Incisive pass. Hoban He's going to keep the run going here. Sophie Hoban bearing down on the penalty area. And out to Wilson. Oh, shout for a handball, and then Davis's follow-up is high and wide. Josie Allen's cross there. Well, some of the crowd were convinced, but I'm pretty sure Tegan Bertolicio had the arm tucked in against the body. Well, it's a tough one. No VAR, of course, in the Ninja A-League, so the referee doesn't see it initially. That's that, and Gallagher here with late contact has ironed out Liz Anton. Here's another look, and this is late and pretty clear yellow card. So Sheridan Gallagher receives a booking. Of course, Gallagher, who's already served a suspension this season for accumulating 5 yellow cards. And in the last 10 minutes, she joins Tegan Bertolicio and Darcy Malone of Canberra. That yellow card next to her name. Josie Allen full of confidence, spinning on the ball. But Newcastle going backwards. Chico, a hurried pass, and that gives possession away to Canberra. Allen, well, nearly flicking it on again. Ball goes out this time for a Canberra throw. Anton. Heyman the target. Not able to hold it up. Davis boots it away. Mackenzie's clearance. Hoban trot on the ball. Rovers. Heyman chasing down to the corner. The ball will stay in for now, and then Chico committed to going to ground and knocks the ball out. Wilson. Ryan Campbell asking how many fouls as the ball's right in front of his technical area. Davis switches out to Bauman. Lauren Allen. Bauman continues the run, and that's where the ball is going. Copus Brown is there as well, but Mackenzie got a boot in. There's the foul count, 20 total for the game. Wilson. Bauman. Cross from deep, and that one is keeper's ball. An uncontested claim for Sally James. Wants to get the counter-attack going quickly. Ball bounces onto Markovski. Markovski out to Heyman. Is this Canberra's moment to retake the lead? Heyman, the ball stopped. And from a standing start, Markovski's run onto the ball here. The attack still going. Newcastle now back in numbers. Darcy Malone, clever touch, opens up the penalty area, lays it back. Bethany Gordon rattles the crossbar. Heyman with the follow-up, and Newcastle scramble it away. And Bethany Gordon, who had a shot earlier in the half that went wide, has now been foiled by the width of the crossbar. Great cutback from Malone. The understanding between those two honed for a very long time at NPL level at MacArthur, and you could see the combination play there. And Canberra will feel that really should have led to them retaking the lead. Anton. Taylor Young. Loads up the cross. Taylor Young. Markovski! Great save by Krasaniak. Canberra with 2 golden chances in quick succession. And Markovski only foiled by excellent keeping. They've still got a resulting corner. In the blink of an eye, it's Canberra firmly back on top. Rovers to take. Krasaniak is up, punching away. A couple of bodies went sprawling in the penalty area. Christopherson and Chico. Ball back in, it's still live here. Anton. Around the corner, Anton. And even though you still had Sophia Christopherson picking herself up in an offside position, That ball was live, and now the referee will pause things here. Christopherson perhaps arguing that she caught a stray arm underneath that corner kick. Well, it's anyone's game now. Canberra have produced some great chances to score in this second half. Christopherson winded here, just trying to get her breath back. There's Janea Dos Santos, the one remaining sub Canberra have, and I think the word has come. Janea, get ready. Dos Santos in her first season at Canberra after joining from Sydney FC. She does have one goal in the league to her name and a match winner at that. Came against Wellington Phoenix a little bit over a year ago, back in December of 2023. And so Sophia Christopherson's number is up. And Janea Dos Santos, could she be Canberra's hero? Coming on late in the night, and this is the fourth and final of Canberra's outfielders now subbed into the game. Of course, the older sister of Sydney FC's Indiana Dos Santos is Janea. So after a bit of a delay, Adams. Great touch to open up the pitch for Davis. Gallagher protecting the ball. Hoban turning into space. Markovski getting back from the blind side. Good defending from the front from Markovski. First touch for Dos Santos. Afterwards, Heyman. And Chico clears. Heyman arguing that there was a shirt grab in there. Dos Santos. He's got the fluoro boots to go with the bright socks. And she's committed a foul seemingly here. There they are. Only minutes to play with, but if this game is any evidence, there will be more chances to come. Bauman. Gallagher protects the ball, rolls out to the left. All roads lead to Josie Allen at the moment. Allen, early ball. Rovers, half volley away. And very, very late from Gallagher, and this might be marching orders here. Gallagher has wiped out Dos Santos and received a second yellow card. And for the first time in her Ninja A-League career, Sheridan Gallagher is sent off. And so Gallagher will be serving a suspension. And you got to say, a second yellow might be a generous interpretation there from the referee. That could have just as easily been a straight red. No point hanging around. Decision made. Gallagher's got to go. And so the Jets will have to play the remaining minute and stoppage time a player short. And I wonder if that might be enough for Canberra to take a few more risks. The problem for Dos Santos is she was fresh off the bench and has now been clattered by both the tackle and the landing. She's all right. She's back up. Holly Murray back out of the rooms. We know that she had to leave the game after that head clash with Tash Pryor in the first half. Having a word to Sophia Christopherson there. Will there be a winner? Ticking down towards stoppage time at the end of the night. Free kick for Canberra. And they're wasting no time. They know how important a win is. As things stand, they would be 7th on the outside looking in, with Wellington and Brisbane both having a game in hand to play tomorrow, and the Mariners too, who could potentially leapfrog them. Here's Bethany Gordon over the free kick. Josie Allen. Well, are the Jets going to settle for a point? It won't help them a great deal trying to close the gap to the top 6. But it's all about Canberra right now. Rovers winning a corner. 5 additional minutes at the end of the night. You've never been far from an incident in this game, and you'd think there will be a few more before we're done in these 5 additional minutes. Rovers. Krzyzaniak. Malone! Blocked away. Canberra adamant that it was a handball, but play continues. And now round the corner, Anton, it's out for a goal kick. Well, was there a hand in there somewhere? Malone. Oh, the arm of Josie Wilson. The referee and the assistant referee are unmoved, and Darcy Malone, who's never scored in the Ninja A-League, was the player taking the shot. Oh, what a story that could have been. Canberra, no late penalty, at least not yet. Only 1 of the 5 minutes has ticked by. Darcy Malone, foiled just a moment ago. Now trying to turn provider for Gordon. Krzyzaniak can't take possession, and it deflects out off Dos Santos. Oh, the tension's been ramped up here right at the end of the night. You can see Canberra, they're going for it. They've got the player advantage. Newcastle playing it short. Bauman now goes for distance. Anton leans into the header. Bertolicio. And over the head of Markovski. Krzyzaniak waves the players out. And will go for the punt kick into the attacking half. Gordon, flick header on. Markovski over the shoulder. Janea Dos Santos often chasing. Dos Santos looks up at Wilson, the step over. How about the cross? Too close to the keeper. Held on to by Krzyzaniak. And Krzyzaniak again goes for distance. This time well into the attacking half. Bertolicio knocks it square. Rovers being chased by Josie Allen. Dos Santos, quick 1-2 with Bethany Gordon, but she can't keep it in. Half of stoppage time has expired. Of course, the Jets were able to beat Sydney FC earlier in the season, and that was after having a red card in the first half, so they perhaps won't be too daunted by only playing stoppage time down a player. And they're slowly grabbing 10 metres at a time here. Wilson again, Bertolicio again the obstacle, and drives the clearance away. Markovski chasing. Krzyzaniak is, well, could have picked it up in the end, but decides to go with the feet. Bethany Gordon. Rovers keeps it moving, but straight to Chico. Now Cass Davis. Gordon. Ball into the middle. Heyman with a metre of space. Heyman hoping for Markovski. Cleared by Chico. Only as far as Gordon. Oh, and Gordon stumbled. And out the ball goes for a goal kick, and it's a let-off for the Jets. Well, there was more hair-raising defending again. Heyman was in space, but tried to find the teammate Markovski rather than go for glory. And now there is 1 minute to go of the additional 5. Gordon, Dos Santos. Heyman calls for the ball in the middle. Dos Santos wasting no time. Chico sliced, and it's going to be prevented going out. Although Krzyzaniak, it was a ball with a bit of backspin. Markovski. Rovers goes backwards to Bertolicio. Bertolicio with a left-footed drive. Heyman leaves it. May have heard the shout from Taylor Young, who wheels around and keeps it in. Only seconds left to play with now for Canberra. Mackenzie back to Taylor Young. In comes the cross, too close to the keeper. And it's either a goal kick or keeper's ball. I think the ruling is it's a goal kick. Krzyzaniak saying, everyone take a breath. There's only seconds to go. A draw looking likely at this point. Will there be time for one more attack? Krzyzaniak goes for distance. Taylor Young Dos Santos. Canberra have got to execute perfectly from here. Malone, Dos Santos. And the ball is nicked off her toes. Stoppage time is up. Referee not reaching for the whistle just yet. Copus Brown. And now Dos Santos. Got to go. Got to put it in the box. Janea Dos Santos takes 10 metres. And no time for the corner. A draw is the end result. Players sink to their haunches. A thrilling end-to-end game. It deserved a winner. But ultimately, both teams have to leave unsatisfied. Handshakes at full time among the benches. And two teams that gave their all tonight in a real Ninja A-League classic ultimately leave frustrated because we weren't able to find a winner after 90 compelling minutes. Full time in Newcastle, it's the Newcastle Jets 2, Canberra United 2. Well, most of the scoring was done in the first half an hour, and yet the quality of chances created just continued relentlessly for the remainder of the game. The first goal, admittedly, came about through a bit of a Canberra mishap. Lara Gooch able to lob it back over the head of Sally James, and that was the opening goal. And a shot there of how it hit the underside of the crossbar on its way in for Gooch's first of the season. She would leave the game injured at half-time. Now, this is an own goal. It caught enough of a deflection off Josie Wilson to go down as an own goal and not Sophia Christopherson's goal. So for the second week in a row, she's responsible for an own goal being scored by an opposition player rather than having it credited to her own name. And that was 1-1. Then, a brilliant ball from Taylor Young, bending into the path of Michelle Heyman. And with Claudia Chico playing centre-back after Tash Pryor left the game injured, Heyman was able to beat the oncoming Danielle Krasaniak and put it in the net. A good finish, and you'd expect no less from the 116-goal striker, Michelle Heyman. And then to the second half, Josie Allen with a brilliant assist, nutmegged Bertolicio, got the better of Mackenzie, and the cutback for Sheridan Gallagher, who would go on to be red-carded, but also responsible for the equaliser. 3 goals in 2 games, but she's going to have to serve a suspension next time the Jets play. Because of that tackle, that was a second yellow. Maybe it could have been a straight red. Regardless, Gallagher received her marching orders. So, what a thrilling game. And what do the numbers say about the match? Well, 21 shots from the Jets, but only 4 on target.